The best one that I haven't had it, but Roy from work, he was like, he used to buy the coffee beans still unroasted. And then what he'd do, he would get a popcorn maker and he would throw it into this popcorn. All it does is heat it and move it around. But what it's obviously that's what normal popcorn would just pop and pop and pop. But this, because it's just beans, it would actually toast the beans. And then he would take that toasted beans and grind it. And then make, dude, I was like, man, that's got, I was like salivating. He was talking about it. I was like, damn.
Yeah, but I need 4 to 6 hours to be able to drink a cup of coffee at that point. It's like, if I had to wake up at 2 a.m. to start.
I'm pretty sure he had a method that was pretty quick, sir. Obviously, the thing toasts, it gets hot pretty quick and it toasts pretty quick. And then he had an electric grinder.
He's constantly popping.
He's not going to sit there and grinding un pilon. You know what I mean? He's not going to do all that because then, that's all day.
Yeah, that's how they do.
That is. You're right.
Making pancakes. Making pancakes. But you know,
What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, a.k.a. Mad Dog, and this is going to be the real episode 127.
I thought that you were waiting for the cue.
Of GG's Mouthful podcast.
GG!
I was waiting for the cue, but you didn't make it, so I had to just jump in.
All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? This is Arnaldo, and you're listening to the Mouthful podcast again.
GG!
Yes. And we're bad guys. We're evil people.
We are. We're messing with everybody right now. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. That voice, of course, next to me is Mr. David Santos, a.k.a. Dream Twister.
How's it going, everybody?
What is up, sir?
I'm having a great time. Just having what am I drinking here? Hot choc? No, it's not shocked up. I want to think.
No, it's a Blue Moon, sir.
It's Blue Moon. There you go.
Blue Moon wheat ale, and I got the something ale. Actually, it's a little Miss Something.
Yeah. Oh, Lagunitas. That's the one that you're having. Yeah.
So good.
Yes.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is your first time listening. Please go to goodgame.tech and join the conversation there. Takes you right to our Facebook group, the premier Facebook group for GG Good Game.
That's right.
And also, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. This is your first time again listening. What we normally do is go into first of all, what we've been doing, then move on to some news items, and then finally finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic is the Legacy of Telltale Games.
Tell me a tale about Telltale Games.
It's
sad.
It's a sad state. It's a sad state of affairs. Yeah. We will get into that a little later on. Unfortunate incident that happened.
That was we weren't even planning on making it the topic of the week until it happened, and we reported it yesterday, and then we saw there's some developments, which makes you think, man.
I'm actually one of the reasons I wanted to do, because I know that there's a lot of people in the group who are actually into a video game making. You know, they're going to school for it, or already in it and making their games. And it's something you really kind of have to think about when you choose a company to be part of, because you sure as hell don't want them to be like this irresponsible.
That is, if you have the luxury of being able to choose.
True.
Then that industry is dog eat dog. Sometimes you just gotta start beta testing. As they usually do.
Yeah, that's the way to go. All right, so let's start off we always do, and that is, what, sir, have we been up to?
Woo.
What have you been doing, bro?
Oh, tell you what I have not been doing. I have not been playing Forza Horizon 4 as planned.
It came out last night this morning, right?
Yeah. At midnight on Friday. It should have been ready, but I wouldn't know because I just downloaded it. And not of Microsoft's fault or anything like that. This was my fault. So
self-inflicted wound.
Yeah, this was completely on me. I got a little. First of all, I should preface by saying, I don't know. Some of you guys know The Verge. They released a video a couple weeks ago sponsored by Capital One, on how to build your computer.
Oh.
It was the worst, most insulting, most horribly, possibly wrong way of building a computer.
Wow.
That I thought it was, at some point I thought it was a parody.
You're like, this
Seriously,
can't be real. This is a joke.
If you see this video, he'll be like, first thing you need to build a computer is a desk. I'm like, well, you already started the wrong way, because of course you need a surface to put the computer. Otherwise, it might just stay floating in the air.
So, was it like a demeaning video?
No, it was this guy. I believe he. I'll tell you what it sounds like. It sounded like somebody was paying you $1,000. You, my dog. Somebody was paying you $1,000, giving you a bunch of computer parts, and telling you, okay, you walk us through how to build a computer. You've seen more or less, you have an idea. You've seen where the processor goes normally, so you have an idea of how things go. So you're gonna narrate what you're doing as you're doing it. So in other words,
so the person was kind of like me. Someone who really doesn't know.
That's what it sounded like.
Okay.
But I mean, supposedly this The Verge is a tech
website.
It's a tech website. Yeah. So you will expect someone working there to have a basic understanding. Like he'll be like saying, and you need a Swiss Army knife. Army knife that hopefully has a Phillips screwdriver. I'm like, then why don't you say you just need a screwdriver? Why does it need to be a Phillips?
Wow.
Dude, that was not even the.
Are we sure it's not a parody? Because it sounds kind
of. Dude, you gotta see, even if you have no sense in building a computer, you will still identify things that they're like, that just sounds wrong. That is just horrible. Like, wow. Put the power supply in
into
this
the
way.
Wall socket.
Otherwise, you don't want it to short circuit out, the computer. And I'm like, that won't happen ever. That's not the way electricity works. And it was about, and the worst case, he was installing. So he was installing the CPU, and when you put the CPU and you put the heatsink, between the CPU and the heatsink, you put some thermal paste. It's supposed to cover any air bubbles that will be between between the surface of the CPU that gets very hot and the surface of the heatsink, which is gonna spread the heat. Move the heat away. So you're supposed to put like a grain of salt, and this is common knowledge among computer, people that know how to build computers. They know that you just put a grain of salt, like a level, not a grain of salt, like a size of a grain of rice, or a pea, or something like that. This cat took the whole thing. the whole thermal paste tube, and just mothered the CPU like he was frosting a cake.
Damn.
In the most there's no way you can see this video without your jaw dropping. I fathom that even if you don't know how to build computers,
I wouldn't have known that.
This would still look so wrong.
I'm glad you told me, because I would have been lathering a bunch of cakes.
He'll be like, put the CPU on this. And this he started calling stuff like, you need a couple. You need a couple of tweezers, and it's not tweezers at all. It was like what do you call like twisties?
The twist ties.
Yeah, like twist ties.
They call them tweezers?
And they call them tweezers.
Oh my goodness. How did the hell did The Verge allow this to happen?
I know, that's the thing. And this is a sponsored video, and I was thinking the whole time that this was a joke. Yeah, this makes me close my Capital One's account. I don't have any. But I will, if I did, because so he'd be like, put the CPU on this brace, and I'm like, what brace? What is it bracing? All you're doing is putting it on a piece of plastic to hold the CPU. That when he gives you instructions that you should put it there to put the CPU. which is bullshit because you don't need that at all. You just grab the CPU with your hands and you put it down, and then he is literally putting down the CPU with the hands. So it's like, whatever happens to that, dude, it's hilarious. That video was taken down.
Oh wow! Okay.
Verge took it down finally. At first they disabled comments. And then it was still bad. The comments and likes. You could like and dislike, but you couldn't see the amount of
dislike
because it was like, yeah, the first time I saw it, it was like they had like 10,000 dislikes.
Jesus.
But that's before they erased that, and they finally just gave it. They finally just took it out. Anyway, hilarity is there's a bunch of reaction videos on YouTube.
Are they?
Actually,
Wow.
you know. To watch.
I might actually just watch that instead because
you can watch it because it's like, what are you doing?
I mean, I wouldn't know the first thing. So if I see his video, I probably wouldn't even like. I was like, okay,
and that's the whole. That's the whole point. If you suddenly, if let's say you get interested on putting a PC together and you're looking for how to do it, and this is the video you get, you know,
should have lead you the wrong way. Yeah.
The disaster in your hands. I mean, that thing turned on and supposedly it was by miracle. I don't know how, and I will imagine that it's super unstable. It was $2,000 worth of equipment to run freaking League of Legends, which is like
that part I get.
Program, yes, that's the program that he was using to test the stability of it to play that. And then. You're not a gamer, obviously, because you will know you wouldn't test it with freaking League of Legends that run on my, on any the laptops at work run this game, and it was stuff like that. Anyway, I was so shocked by this video.
I can say one thing. I'm glad that, and I'm sure Verge isn't happy with it, but I'm glad that, they got called out on it because that forces them to go, all right, guys, we need to take this down. But I mean, I'm also assuming they should have probably vetted it before. I would assume people there hello, this is a tech
exactly.
media. Yeah.
Exactly. Again, I still don't know how was that allowed to be posted. And he came out, he posted some tweets. He would say that he was, that he couldn't, they wouldn't allow multiple passes, multiple shots. Okay. It had to be all in one take. Okay. Right. Which it would have served better to not have it on of course, to not post it at all. Even the article, which there is an article on the Verge, which used to have the video, featuring the video as well, but they obviously took the video down. It still tells you, it still has an update that said, we might have, amended some mistakes. And I'm like, you think?
Oh wow!
You pretty much told, destroy every person's computer, every person that tried to follow these instructions. Anyway, the thing is that I was so appalled by this. So I felt like I needed to do right in the universe. There had to be a balance. So I went ahead and bought the same case, or what I think is the same case. I'm imagining it's
same
probably not
the
the same case. Yeah, I was trying to remember. The video was taken down, and then I didn't care to look for it too much. But I kind of wanted to try to do the same or a similar design. I don't know. I wanted to do something, do it right, and
to balance the world.
To balance, yes, because that was, oh my goodness. The fact that Forza Horizon 4 was coming, today. Mm-hmm. I was very excited. Forza, the demo ran very well on my PC. I have a PC that the CPU was pretty much being the bottleneck because it is a 1080 Ti, which is one of the most recent video cards from NVIDIA, and not the new ones that came out that are ridiculously priced, but the generation before, and a CPU and memory and motherboard from 2012. So I always felt like I was bottlenecking my machine. That my machine was running, it was working fine, but you don't know this because you're not a PC like enthusiast. But it is one of those things where you kind of want to keep tweaking and making and tweaking. It's like car. I try to I try to
Gearheads, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like Gearhead,
Okay.
yeah. So it's something like that. Anyway, I bought some pieces that I needed with some money that I was saving, and put it together, and it took me 2 days, not because it was because it's that long, but because of course I had to go to work, and I received the parts like at 7 p.m. one day, and even though that day I didn't even go to work that day.
So work really wasn't an issue.
No, I told you I was working on a project.
Yeah.
So and I couldn't start the project until 7 p.m. So it wouldn't have been an issue except for hey, I got some parts sooner. I was here to get them. Anyway, it was doing so well. Yesterday I was putting the finishing touches, putting the RGB lighting. So it's actually it's a good looking.
It's very nice.
It's a good looking case. The problem was that once you put everything together, and my video card is kind of wide.
The TI, yeah.
Yeah, the 1080. Yeah, this model in particular, which is an EVGA GeForce 1080 Ti for the Win 3, they're kind of wide, and it was too wide for when I put the panel, the
cover.
the side panel. It wouldn't close without pushing the video card into the motherboard, and that was too dangerous. And I was like, "Well, screw it. I'm down. This is my project. This is the end of it. So this will be the first and the last time. I'll post some pictures, but this is the last time that you're gonna see this because I am taking everything apart tomorrow and returning it back." And getting a bigger case, getting a different case, which hopefully will have enough space because I just bought everything on a fit of rage and not caring about price or anything. I was
freaking Verge video.
Yeah, freaking
fuck this Verge video. I'm gonna show them how it's done.
No, I actually needed to. Well, not that I need, but I wanted to update for a long time. It's just.
And of course, Forza's coming out. It's like, well,
and with Forza, it was perfect.
It's
Exactly. I was so excited. I was thinking that I was gonna be playing tonight. Nah, I probably won't be playing if I'm lucky until Sunday. If I'm lucky. So yeah, that has been my weekend. My week. I mean, I have not played anything.
Okay.
I did watch an interesting movie. It was in English. It's called "Love's a Bitch." It's a Mexican movie.
Okay, I would love to hear the Spanish.
Oh, the real name of the movie is Amores Amor Perro.
Okay,
Amor Perro. Yeah, and the reason it was called that is because a big part of the movie it starts with this person bringing these dogs into dog fights, and which I thought it was weird because it's like I was expecting it to be. My wife had homework to do to see this movie and then write something about it. I don't know
wow! Okay.
So she asked me, "Do you want to see this movie with me?" And I'm like, "Oh, sure." So I sat down. It was good. I think the movie was in Spanish, but it has English. Subtitles.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they're good subtitles. They were perfectly like I was following in Spanish and reading to make sure that it was like
good stuff.
Honest to do good stuff. Yeah, okay. It was well. So you can watch it. You could enjoy it. As a matter of fact, it's one of those type of movies that I think you will that you'll like that you'll enjoy.
It's about dogfighting. Is that
it's actually there are three different tales in the same
pun intended
area.
There? Tales.
Three telltales.
Telltales. Okay.
Of if I had to describe it, like there was one that had to do with infidelity. Okay. There was another one that. But kind of also had to do with infidelity.
Well, the overall topic was love. Love is a bitch, basically. Is what it's saying. That
yeah.
Right.
But it was in no way this is a romantic thing. I was also thinking like I don't like depression porn. and or misery porn.
Yeah,
you know, I don't like those type of movies. So I was hesitant this was gonna become that was gonna be that, and there is a little bit of that, but it's not exploitative to where it's just bad taste. You know, to me,
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure that this doesn't affect anybody else, but overall, I did like it. If I wouldn't be able to tell you, 'cause like I said, there are 3 different tales happening in this universe, and they kind of intersect, you know, at some point without directly
Influencing each other.
each other. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. But I do recommend, like I said, it's a Mexican film. I believe the director, my wife told me that it was the same director of oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to remember the name of this movie now. The Revenant.
The Revenant.
The Revenant. Yeah. There you go. The Revenant. The Revenant. That movie. I haven't watched it, but I heard it was good. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it's with Leonardo DiCaprio.
The one with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was thinking for some reason. That's the one where he fights the bear?
Is it a bear? It could be a bear. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Was
I need to see it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you saw it.
I
Okay.
should. I mean, it's everybody talks highly about it, but for some reason,
Yeah, my wife
just
liked it. She
slipped
saw
by
it,
me.
and yeah. So yeah. That's the movie that I saw, and it was interesting. And if you like every now and then, it's good to get out of your comfort zone and watch something like it's a little bit out there.
Yes,
foreign
I know.
movies don't always have to be just Japanese. Yeah, I know you're talking also. Yeah, I know. And believe me, I have no problem with watching foreign films. It's just sometimes they go into those artistic. What does he call it?
Art house.
Our house is where it's like, no, thank you. There needs to be a little bit more action here, or something interesting happening.
I'm not even
or something that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or just something that makes sense. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's all I've been doing.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I guess I'll start with. I'm still playing Spider-Man. I obviously already beat it, as you guys know, but I'm
there's
just going
nothing
back.
else.
Is that no? I have stuff that I should be going back to finish.
Yeah, but you don't want to let go.
I don't want to, man. It's just so good. And then of course the DLC comes out like on the 14th or something like that. So I'm like,
oh, that's
fuck
awesome.
it. I might as well just play right into it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not going to talk about Spider-Man here. I did though start playing Final Fantasy VI on my phone. Actually, I got the mobile version of
Those
it.
were the screenshots that you were putting in
Yes,
there. I'm like,
yes.
these screenshots are way too crisp and clean. Where is he playing this?
Yes. It was. I downloaded. I actually purchased it and downloaded it. And I paid full price. And frankly, I am happy with my purchase. Which they're about $15 on.
Yeah, Square Games are pricey.
They are
mobile.
pricey. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if there's but honestly, we're talking about quality game here. You know what I mean?
some of those
okay
games
with it.
are really good ports. You know,
And on top of that, this one here has a great little. I assume most of them do. Has a great feature where, obviously, in the old Final Fantasy games, grind is a huge part of it. You know what I mean? You basically want to go out and just level up for a few while before you continue the story, and then kind of do that in between all the time. That's how I've always done it. But it has a feature where you essentially fast forward, and it just fast forwards the fights. You can
make selections.
No, you do. What you end up doing is the way you would want to do it is, let's say you have a party of 4, you select
Fight.
one to attack, another one to do a special move that probably doesn't cost any MP or anything like that. Another one to do heal for the party, and another one to do another attack.
Steal.
Yeah, it'll steal. Yeah, exactly. So you hit all those. The first time you do it, once you have them locked in, you just hit. It's literally looks like a fast forward button. And then when the active time battle thing comes back for the next character, it just clink, 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 clink. It just automatically selects the last thing you selected. So it just constantly rolls through it, which is great. It's on my phone. I'm actually watching football and playing this at the same time.
Nice.
So because I'm so much grinding, you know what I mean? And then what I'll do is in between games or on halftime or something like that, I'll move on to the next story beat so I can actually pay attention to it. You know, it's I don't know. It's a weird thing that I walked into and I'm just like loving it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm already about I'm already about a good 10 hours in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've put them. It's so accessible this way, and I've never thought it would be. You know what I mean?
For the record, did you ever play Final Fantasy VI before?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
did you beat it?
No, I never did. Which is another reason why I was like, let me get back into this. You know,
This could be the time.
Yeah.
This could be, your opportunity.
This would be, exactly.
To put it on your book, yeah.
Because on top of that, like I said, it doesn't feel like a chore. The thing, the grind happens so fast. I'm leveling up much faster because I'm fast forwarding through all the unnecessary waiting thing. You know, because it's not waiting anymore. It's just saying, okay, this is what you want. Now they're going to move. Now you're going to move. Now they're going to move. Oh, we're good. We're done. You know, you know, you move on. Yeah, exactly. And then you move on to the next thing. And then I just walk around for a little bit and do it all over again. But basically, obviously, you know, if you play this game at all, you know what it is. But it is an awesome, probably the best of the 16-bit era RPGs
from Square, Final Fantasy, you know, the
Square
Final
Soft
games,
at the
Square
time,
Soft.
but yeah, Square Enix now, and I've been playing a lot of that.
You name characters, of people.
I sure did, and I don't even know why.
The family of the group and all that.
So I have right now the funny thing is, sad as it is, I don't remember the real name of the characters, except for Tara.
Tara for some reason is
So
I
Tara,
remember Locke. That's the only
Tara
one.
is my wife, Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's J-O. You know what I mean? So the thief is me.
Yes,
You know what I mean? And I just named him Dude.
You name yourself Dude?
Well, because that's what my wife says. She's, Dude, come here. She's I don't know why.
Joe and Dude.
Yeah,
Dude.
Actually, I do know why. Nick, this is a side story. Nick, when he was much younger, Nick is my stepson, but I've been his father since he was 2, basically. So he really is, as far as I'm concerned, he's my son. But anyway, he's early on, he was always calling me Dude. You know, he was just saying, and it made everybody laugh because he was like, "Is he calling you dude?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just he picked it up, he called it." So my wife kind of stemmed off from that. You know, so anyway, that's why I named him Dude. Yeah. So
I'm bro, you do.
Yeah, exactly. And so you are the ninja.
I'm Shadow.
David. David.
I will kill my best friend for money or something. Was that the line?
That was actually the line from Nick, which is actually the king of the traveling. I don't know his
bard. I think he's
he's the king of the castle that goes under the sand.
Oh yeah, I forgot a lot of the characters.
His name is Nick, which is my son, obviously. And then Chaos. I named Chaos. He was the knight that lost his.
You made it the dragoon.
Yeah, I think he's a dragoon.
Dude.
Yeah, so
Chaos Reaper.
I just put Chaos. I just put Chaos.
Humberto is the dragoon. That's the coolest character
of all. Yeah, actually, he's my favorite character.
Super emo.
See,
well, actually, I think the ninja might be more.
He's fucking emo.
I love the music they put. Every time the ninja shows up, they put this music that sounds more Western to me than anything. But hey,
he joins the party and then he just out and I'm like, that's just like David. He's here and then he's gone.
Oh my god, this game is so good. You're making me want to spend $15 to buy it. To play it.
The only one that I'm trying to think who else I named.
Radia. Who do you name Radia?
Josh is Josh. I didn't have to name him. He stayed as Josh. I'm not even sure if that's his real name or if I hit something by accident. But so
who is he?
He is the fighter. The fighter with the little blonde ponytail. I don't think I'm not sure how I got Josh. I mean, honestly, with you, I have no clue.
The game was like, obviously, you're not taking this seriously. So.
You're not even paying attention. So here you go. Yeah,
he is Herman.
Exactly. So, but no,
wait, what am I thinking?
I
said Chaos was the dragoon, and the dragoon is on Final Fantasy 4. I'm thinking, so this is 6.
This is 6. Yeah, so this is the one who lost. He is the lead knight of. Oh man, it's killing me the name of the city, but it was a city where Kefka poisoned the water.
Yeah, okay,
and then everybody died, and his wife and daughter was one of the that was that.
Damn, that's cold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't know that was going to happen. The first thing it says is, "Hey, name this person," and then I find the story. I'm like, damn,
oh, damn. That's messed up. I'm sorry. I apologize, Miss Reaper.
Yes, 100%. It has nothing to do with that. This is all fantasy here, guys. And then the last one that I have so far is, I guess she's a rune knight. It's a girl. She was kind of kept prisoner, and dude went and broke her out, basically.
Does she have green hair?
No, she doesn't have green hair.
Okay.
That's Tara.
No, green hair. No.
She's blonde.
Damn it! I keep mixing my Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yes, really. I from Final Fantasy 4. Sorry, Jason. I know that you were screaming the whole time when you heard me.
What is he talking about?
I know.
There's no clue what the hell he's talking about.
Obviously not. Obviously not.
Anyway, my point is to say that I am absolutely loving it, and I'm glad that it's so accessible that I can just do it when obviously I'm not normally gaming. So I'm playing that, and the other thing that I did, I was going to mention, I did see a movie, and I saw Ocean's 8, which...
Wait, is that the most recent one? No, Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11 is the first one. 12 second, 13 is the third.
So this is the one with the lady?
This is the one with the ladies. And nice. I feel horrible in I do, because I we were interested, my wife and I saw it, and both of us kind of go, there's just something missing. It doesn't feel like the ocean. And granted, I get it. It's supposed to be a little different, supposed to be whatever, but at the same, so it stars Sandra Bullock, and she plays Danny Ocean's sister. This is early in the film, so it's not really a spoiler. Apparently, Danny Ocean has passed away. Yeah. So I was like, whoa, that's interesting. You know what I mean? This is obviously takes place after all the other oceans. So now you can watch the other oceans and go, none of this matters because he's going to fucking pass away. That's another thing that kind of frustrated me. I was like, really? Could he just not be there? Does he have to be dead?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway. Never mind that.
Unless he served I guess you saw it, so you realized it served no purpose.
The whole deal is obviously they don't ever have to go back to that ocean. They can always just go on with Ocean's 9 now, I guess.
Yeah.
Which probably makes the most sense, which is what they were trying to do, 8, 9, and 10, because the other ones 11, 12, and 13.
Even though it was taking in the future?
Yeah, well, if it works for Star Wars, it should work.
There you go. There you go.
Overall, though, the film is okay. It has Rihanna in it. It has Aquafina in it. It has, but the characters, and they're cool, but again, there's just there's some awesome elements to it, but overall it didn't feel like an Ocean's film. And of course it doesn't have the same director, doesn't have the same writers, which probably hurts a little bit.
That's the problem at the end.
Yeah. In the end, it's like it doesn't feel the same. Overall, though, it wasn't horrible, but seriously, Netflix or wherever you want to watch it, that's probably the best way to watch it. And that's I think that's really it. That's all I'm 2-1. I beat my wife, for the record, and she's not happy about it because she's 0-3. Yes, fantasy football.
Don't call social services or anything like that.
Yeah. Fantasy football, guys.
We'll talk about fantasy football.
I'm 2-1 in my league. Working on 3-1 right now, and I have a significant lead.
Wow!
So
how are you looking? How are you prognosticated to the next week? I mean, this week.
Projected,
yes.
Right now, I'm projected to win by a good 30 points. So I'm doing
against who?
Against Rumpelmans.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, also known as Ryan, Walter, whatever. But yeah, that's all I've been doing.
I'm Charlie Watson. I'm 18. Today, actually. Is the Beetle for sale?
It's yours, kid. Happy birthday.
And we're back, guys. I'm going to go right into our trailer of the week.
Trailer of the week. What do we have?
Trailer of the week, guys, is a little film called Bumblebee.
Oh yeah, I guess we have to default to that one.
Well, I mean, it's not really a default. Let's.
No, there were a couple good trailers.
There was
Dark Phoenix.
There was Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Which was okay again.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. It's
I'm not
X-Men.
sure how I feel about the X-Men anymore.
Not until this
And you know the
whole
worst.
chapter is closed.
The worst
which
part-
I thought Logan closed that. I don't know why.
Well, no, because they already had this like in motion, and that's the other thing. It's like you're watching the trailer. I'm watching the trailer of Dark Phoenix, and I'm going, yeah, I know this is the last of the Fox one, so part of me is like, I don't even give a shit what's going
Yeah,
on here
I know,
because it's all gonna be fucking rebooted and retconned
Exactly.
in like 4 years, and we're fine, you know. So anyway, that's not the
And
trailer.
Logan was still, if anything, because I honestly don't give a shit about X-Men, the previous X-Men movies, but I do recognize, like, I love the fact that Captain Picard was Patrick Stewart. Yeah, it was. It like the role couldn't have been better.
Oh yeah, when we first heard that they were doing X movies, we're like, we already know who Xavier is.
No, exactly.
And then it
Magneto.
happened, you know, and it was like, pff, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
of course.
So,
Like those are. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But that said, realistically, yes, Logan was a pinnacle of that.
Logan was great.
Yeah. But no, we went with Bumblebee, mostly because evidently
It's good to reminisce about those.
they are really going back to the well on this. You know, going
Yeah.
back to the original. The original.
Well, the Gen 1 Transformers,
Correct,
the cartoon Transformers that you remember.
Correct, and then even the movies taking place in the 80s, just like. You know what I mean? So it's
Is
obviously
that right? Is that what I didn't get that from
the
it, but
trailer.
I guess
No,
it makes sense.
You don't get it from the trailer, but if you read up on it, it's like it takes place in the 80s.
That's
so
cool.
it's like that's also pretty. I guess again going back to it. So essentially, it is a prequel to all the other Transformers movies. What do you think of the trailer overall, though?
Well, I tell you, so it feels like they're going towards a little bit more of a. I don't want to call it family movie, but a little bit more open
Yes, I
audience.
agree.
And the fact that it's being released this Christmas.
Correct. Yeah.
You know, so first of all, so a Christmas movie. There was nothing in the action itself that made me go like, oh my god!
It looked a lot like the other
It
ones.
looks
Yeah.
exactly. It looks very like, except a lot less lens flares and
Yes.
crotch shots.
That crotch shots and the explosions and all that
Yeah,
good
yeah.
stuff.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there is a tasteful way of doing those.
Let me not even get started on the other Transformers movies and the creepy old man that I felt like every time Michael Bay decided to just like the camera was just purposefully on. So I'm not even sure which part this was. I think it was 4 or 5 or I don't know, but it was the Mark Wahlberg one where his daughter's supposed to be 16 years old. 16 years old, guys, and why is the camera literally like googling over her, just like what? And you're watching the movie, so you're going. Am I supposed to be staring at this? What am I doing here? You know what I mean? I'm like
creepo.
Yeah, exactly. But then you think about it, I'm like, okay, well, Michael Bay's the one filming this. So clearly we all know he's a fucking creepo. So it's like, thank you, Michael Bay. You know what I mean? But
there was a lot, yeah. There was a lot of that in those movies to the point where honestly, those are the movies that made me like dislike Megan Fox.
she was also not a very good actress. But
true. It was too overt. It was too like on the nose, and besides, the movies themselves were terrible. But I'm not having any faith in this one being any better. I'm just saying the part that from what I saw in the trailer is. Looking at those original, like I said, Gen 1 Transformers, and not super reimagined or anything like that. You don't have to go into freaking trash that transforms.
Yeah.
They're actually you can see them where it's them. It's the original. Let's say Optimus and his original Bumblebee, which. Always was my thing. It was like he's a freaking
he's a beetle.
Freaking beetle.
Yeah, he's a beetle. What the hell?
He's a freaking, and it shows and it's cool. I don't know if we needed a movie of him really. ridiculous. But again, it's because
he is the. I mean, overall, I guess aside from Optimus Prime, I think he would be the most
recognizable.
No, that and beloved of the 'cause he was also the immediate. I mean, if you remember from the old cartoons, he was also the immediate connection to the humans in the cartoon. You know what I mean? Because the other ones, including Optimus, were doing their, general commander. Hey, let's go over here. Yeah. Well, Bumblebee was like, hey man, hey, well, he was partnering up with the young
with this dude. I forgot what the name of the dude was, but
exactly.
True. It was he was the more humanized,
exactly,
of them. So So to say that. The trailer itself probably won't move the needle into like, oh my god, I need to see this movie, but it like I told you, it does have some moments.
It does.
The moment you start seeing
the caught me immediately was the Soundwave.
Yes,
Soundwave
exactly.
was my favorite. I actually had Soundwave and as a toy, and he was my favorite character, even from the cartoons, because of the voice. He was always very,
awesome.
Very different.
The fact that it was almost like two toys in one because there was two Transformers.
Because you got the little cassette, which is the bird or the cat.
Or the cat, yeah.
I had the freaking bird. I
got
the cat. And I wanted the cat.
I had the cat. I don't remember how I got it because my mom didn't buy it for me. I think I traded it for something. I don't know. The thing is, yes, that was seeing Soundwave on it. It was awesome. Seeing this purple dude, which I'm trying to remember what his name is, and I can't for the life of me.
Oh, this one here from Cybertron. I don't recall what it is either. We can look it up.
But he is supposed to be another one of the guns because Megatron was a gun. He was also a gun.
A gun of some sort.
Like he transformed into like a cannon also. But anyway, he is a Transformer that stays on Cybertron on the original series. So seeing Starscream, even though I didn't like, nowhere in the trailer you hear
his voice.
Yeah,
thank God.
Which should be like they better have his voice.
I mean,
and it better be as annoying as it was in the movie, in the originals, because I mean that is Starscream. That's what you know.
Starscream,
that is how you know him, and
that is Starscream. I agree 100%. Here's what I would want out of this movie, and I was telling you about it when we were watching it. There was a movie with Hugh Jackman. It's called Real Steel, and what it basically was. This is in a future where boxing was made illegal because it is technically harmful. Boxers are known for in later life having issues with so
football is also illegal. I would imagine all contact sports.
I would assume it is, but they never go into it in the movie. But
that's a sequel.
Hugh Jackman is a sort of he's not a fighter obviously, but he's like one of those promoters, and he wants to get in. I got this new robot from whatever, and the robots are like the size of, maybe not as big, but big like Transformers. And that's the type of those are the
sentient, or are they?
No, they are controlled completely by the operator.
Okay.
And he ends up he finds out he has a son, or I think he knows he has a son, but he ends up bringing his son with him. And the whole deal is the robots are there, and it's great to watch them fight and how it works and all that. And it's really well done. But the story is about Hugh Jackman and the boy. Because he's not with the boy's mother, and he is always off doing other things. That's the type of story you need to bring to Transformers. Yes, the Transformers are cool, but in the end, they're just hunks of metal. We're not going to relate to them.
No,
what I mean?
Not at all.
And what we're going to relate to are the characters, and in this case, the girl who is not sexualized in any way from what I've seen in the trailer. And
that's because she's not 16 yet.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Oh my God. Well, I think if I'm not mistaken, the trailer meant she's 18, but that's beside the point. My point is to say that they can focus on the characters, focus on them, and maybe we'll get a meaningful story out of it. And of course, you include Bumblebee in it again, who's a fan favorite when it comes to
John Cena.
That is not a selling point. Let me tell you right now. I saw John Cena. I was like, no, not John Cena.
At first glance, I thought it was like Mark Wahlberg is in the story. And then I had to look at it again. And I'm like, oh no, it's John Cena. I'm gonna stop doing John Cena jokes.
Let me tell you, that is not a good choice. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I get it. He's a good action star. Maybe,
of course, he's not The Rock, right?
But I mean, I'm gonna tell you, The Rock was not The Rock early on. You know what I mean? He became The Rock by doing more and more.
The Rock was The Rock in wrestling. So
yeah.
He was already,
you know what I mean. He was. I think he started getting good much later in his career. I think I've told you a couple movies that I was like, these are the pinnacle of Dwayne Johnson movies right here. You know what I mean? The Great Iron Gang.
His name is Dwayne the Rock.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Excuse me. But no, anyway, the point is that I saw John Cena in this show. I was like, oh,
I know.
That was not a good choice, guys.
Between that and some of the corny dialogue, like for example, so the girl has the first pretty much extraterrestrial encounter that Earth has ever had, and her car transformed into this hunk of metal beast that must have looked horrible, especially for an 18-year-old in the 1980s.
Yeah.
And her reaction is just complete staring at it like, who are you? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
If my car suddenly transformed into something like that, I will. Well, after pissing my pants and shitting my pants, probably I will get the fuck out of there as fast as I can. I don't care how lovable the face. He could be wearing a smiley face. That would probably make it even creepier and more scary.
This is where
no, thank you.
Like him or not, Shia LaBeouf from the other ones, he has this when he first encounters the Transformers. Yeah, he has that what the you know what I mean reaction.
Yeah, the proper reaction.
I give at least that much.
Not like wow.
Oh my god, are you a robot? I'm just like, oh my god.
And I want to see how this movie, if it is in fact a prequel to the other movies that came out in the future. So
yeah,
Optimus Prime came to Earth in the
first one. Shia LaBeouf,
yeah, exactly.
First time on Earth, for the record. And
so in this one, he stays on Cybertron all the time.
I think it does, because the only time we see him is through that like hologram. But explain to me why he looks like the original, which was a freaking
a six-wheeler. Yeah, a sixth-wheeler.
16-wheeler. And he comes back when he finally gets here. He looks like some crazy metal whatever.
I know.
Like, what this is, you know what? The more I think about it, I'm like, this is not.
Let's retract all this.
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix is the one, guys. Yes. Creed 2. No, just
Creed 2. Yes.
Oh man,
damn it, we didn't even see that one.
I saw it, yeah. But I haven't seen the first one. That's
you gotta see.
All right, guys, let's move into some awesome news.
Oh, shoot, it's that time.
It is that time.
Hold on, let me get ready, because I was not even ready.
I got you here, sir. We are going to start with the PlayStation Plus games for October. PlayStation Plus, oh my gosh, I just missed it here. So you're going to get for PlayStation 4, you're going to get the game Laser League, it's a sports game called Laser League. Don't know much about it. I've seen a few like let's plays.
Laser League. I saw it's not a bad game. Actually.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I saw a couple of let's plays. I'm like, okay. And then Friday the 13th, a horror game. And let me tell you, you may be like you're rolling your eyes here, but honestly, I was like, man, I should really just what the hell, you know what I mean? It's not even expensive. I should just pay this, and now it's free. And evidently, I assume the servers are still on. So I'm like,
well, now more than ever, because now the influx of people that are going to be playing this.
I will definitely jump into that. And I already put it out there to everybody. If anybody else is getting it, I know Nick has it, and I think Chaox has it, and Lady Red. So yeah, I should jump in on that and try it out. For PlayStation 3, guys, you're going to have the game called Master Reboot. And The Bridge, which is also cross-buy with PlayStation 4 and Vita. And then for PlayStation Vita, Rocket Birds 2 Evolution and 2064 Read-Only Memories, which I heard is amazing. Those two games are also cross-buy with PlayStation 4. So basically, you'll get these on PlayStation 4. So I will be adding Read-Only Memories to my list. Do you have the...
Whatever. I have the October Xbox Games Gold lineup.
Oh, okay.
And I'll have you
Talk
know,
to me, sir.
They don't sound any better.
Hey.
So, inside Xbox announced during their stream on Tuesday, the Xbox Live Game was Gold lineup for 2018, October of 2018. The following titles will be available for Gold members next month. Let's start with 360 because it might have the best of the games already.
Wow, okay.
Hitman, Blood Money.
Blood Money. Okay.
Yes, not that latest.
Hey, Blood Money was actually okay.
Yeah, but I mean, the new Hitman is.
Well, the new Hitman is
my
on
Hitman.
Current generation consoles.
Well, then, yeah, they should have given that one. And since the second one is coming, the second one's out. Hey, Activision did it with Destiny.
Yeah, but that's Square. Square has to agree to that. So.
Yeah, but they're not gonna. Actually, I'm kidding. The best game over here is Xbox One. By the way, Hitman is October 16. Xbox One, October 1st. Overcooked.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah?
I highly recommend that for any. This is a great couch co-op play game. Just make sure you understand that it's just a game because you're going to be extremely frustrated and want to slap the person next to you because they did not cut the lettuce in time to bring it to you. I'm just warning you guys.
Just warning you, yes.
And also, never forget the dishes. Never forget this. It's very important.
Says esports pro player Mad Dog. Overcooked.
I'll have you know I am a great couch player.
Here you go. Victor Brand comes on October 16 on Xbox One. I think that is a Diablo style game, but I think it's just single player. Nice. And it looked all right. Yeah, it looked like, hey, it's a free game. Stuntman Ignition.
Don't complain. It's a free game.
Exactly. I mean, you're paying for it, but it's a free game. Stuntman Ignition October 1st for Xbox 360. Now, just to announce, there were announcements were made for October Game Pass titles. Game Pass. And they include Forza Horizon.
Yeah, they do.
4,
That's awesome. I got to tell you right now, it's awesome if you're just paying $10 a month. You have access to these games, and Forza Horizon 4, which just comes out, dude, now is already. Here you go. You pay $10.
The more I see it, the more I'm thinking like, man, if this is something that I would put on, that I would put on if I had an Xbox, because just like you said, all I'm paying is $10, and I have this game. And I mean,
what about that deal now? That deal sounds really good. The financing,
the financing of the X. Yes,
because you get all the services.
It really does. It really does. I need to see more games. Honestly, it all comes to that. Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Metro 2033 Redux.
Nice.
Restaurato Double Barrel. Restaurato. That's what it's called.
Let me see.
I have no idea.
Restaurato.
Restaurato.
Yeah, Restaurato.
Restaurato Double Barrel. Shantae Half Genie Hero. You played that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was Half Genie Hero, because there's a bunch of Shantaes. I don't know if it was that one. But yeah. Still, those are great. All of them are great.
Yeah, so, yeah. Lego Indiana Jones and Split Second.
Oh, that's racing.
Yeah. So there's a good list there. But yeah, that's for Xbox. And you take it away with that.
Yeah. So, Megaton announcements this week. Perhaps
there was a Megaton.
There was a Megaton.
I'm trying to remember what it was.
I'm going to tell you right now. You're just going to be shocked. You're going to be like, oh, shit, that's right.
Back, relax.
And enjoy the flight. PlayStation 4. Oh, Sony has announced that cross-platform play is coming to PlayStation 4.
Damn, yes.
Starting with Fortnite, of course.
We should have opened on that. Well, wait, are they committing to crossplay, or are they saying, okay, fine, Fortnite will be crossplay?
No, they are committing to working towards crossplay. Is what they're doing.
Okay, all right. So then that's it. They fixed itself. There's officially nothing to complain about Sony anymore. So
truth is, you're right. And you know what? I have to. All right, sidebar on that real quick. But so cross-play wasn't. This is coming off of Polygon article. Cross-platform play wasn't the real reason people were upset with Sony when they were handling the Fortnite accounts. The anger really came from the launch of Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch during E3 this year, when players found out that any account that had already been played on the PlayStation 4 cannot be used on Nintendo Switch. They are working also towards cross progression is the so if you have a progression already saved on one end, it will automatically transfer to wherever you're at, which is actually also to be honest with you, I thought that was the only thing that we're going to do. They're like, no, you're not going to have crossplay, but we'll let progression go from one to the other. But no, and they are they're doing a beta. Evidently, I'm not sure why they're doing a beta, but they're going to.
Pretty sure they have to test something.
Yeah, even though they turned
it's not
on.
Gonna break.
Technically, they turned on. Was it Fortnite or Rocket League?
No,
one of them was
Fortnite,
turned on for a hot minute by accident, quote unquote. And it worked fine. Nobody even knew.
So that's it. The next one has to be Rocket League because it's been proven that it works.
Dude, if that's not the next one, I don't tell what's
going on. I know.
Here. So to go,
it's not going to be Fallout 76. I'll tell you that.
I don't see that happening. No. But I tell you what, it will be a Bethesda game, that card game that they were like, we have to have crossplay or it's not going to be on anything.
Oh,
I forgot the name of
the card game. Their own version of card game. Everybody's doing card games now.
Yeah, exactly. No, what I wanted to bring up was that it's interesting how, if you really, really think about it, no one has really been like, okay, so early on, people were all pissed off. Oh, we can't crossplay and our progression is all fucked up, whatever.
With that voice.
Exactly with that voice, yeah. That's exactly when I read online stuff, that's what I hear.
That's the voice that you put
sounds like. Yeah.
That's the forum, the nerd forum, the indignant nerd forum
exactly.
voice.
That's exactly what it sounds like. Anyway, so, but the reality is, if you really think about it, it has not, like, it's died down. Like, no one's really talking about it. So Sony really didn't need to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, hey, nobody's saying shit anymore, so we could just go on with what we were doing,
Yeah.
But chances are it probably would have come up in the future with another game.
Or it could have been, it could be, more likely to me is there was a lot of hoopla back then. They started scrambling to get something to work, and this is how long it took.
True. I mean, obviously they were looking towards getting whatever the deal is. I'm not sure how obviously the whole thing was money. Let's be real. It's always about money. So, if you buy something on Xbox or Nintendo to use it on their PlayStation 4, they're like, we never got a cut of that. What the hell? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I get it to a certain extent. But I'm glad that they put that aside and said, you know what? Let's just do it.
And that was dumb also because, your player base is your player base, and your player base are gonna buy from your store. They're not gonna say, they're not gonna go to. Then you're not gonna have a PlayStation 4 and go to an Xbox to make your purchases.
No, I mean, if you happen to have, it depends. If you're, now you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole deal.
No, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't have.
You've opened the gates. They don't have to. Well, they would have to before if you wanted to play with somebody who has a Switch, and if you're playing. If you're playing everywhere else, you would have to have one of those, because if you're only on PlayStation, you're locked to play only playing with PlayStation people. But now, people who are playing with PlayStation, they're not going to just suddenly buy a Switch console to play Fortnite, although they may, because it's on the go. Yeah. But the point is, if they're already playing on PlayStation, that's the one they have hooked up. They're just going to spend the money there anyway.
Yeah, so. But their excuse about not wanting, not getting a cut from other, you wouldn't have gotten that cut anyway, because your Sony gamers are going to buy on the Sony platform.
Correct. Yeah.
They're not going to go anywhere else to get that. So I agree. It was kind of silly.
I agree. I mean, but like I said, it's interesting how it wasn't even in the mind share anymore, and boom, out of left field, hey guys, we have crossplay. It's happening.
It is.
And it's like, and all this.
No, it's definitely great. It's definitely great news, because we're all fearing arrogant Sony is bad Sony. And we don't want it to ever get to that, because the reason why the PlayStation is what it is right now is because of good Sony. You have good Sony to thank for that. If suddenly you start being a fanboy and start, having the same attitude as arrogant Sony, then good PlayStation will go bye-bye.
They will.
And guess what? Now you're going to be stuck again on this on second. Like this things always plays out. They always play out like that.
I agree.
Diablo, that game from Activision, from Blizzard, actually, from Activision Blizzard, could get. This is where it goes. Wah wah. Diablo could get an animated Netflix series. I'm not saying
Diablo?
Yes. I'm not saying it because of it wouldn't be cool, because it really would be super cool. I'm just saying it because
Diablo?
Hey, he has a story. Okay,
I'm not saying it does. I'm just asking. I've never. Well, it's because it's not my kind of game.
It's enjoyable. It's a good story. It's an interesting.
See, that wasn't so hard. That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
I know where you're coming from.
It's good.
What story is Diablo? Isn't that 2D Destiny? Come on.
What are you talking about?
It's an Activision loop.
What does
thing.
Activision know about story?
That's where you were coming from, exactly. Yeah.
No, I swear to God, that's not what I was trying to do. I was literally going to ask, hey, what's the story about? Because I really don't know.
So, it's the age-old story of angels versus demons. But it has some interesting characters. Anyway, the I was making fun of the fact that it's becoming a Netflix series, because it's like everything is becoming a Netflix series.
That is true, unfortunately.
Everything.
My God.
Your ideas. Just call them. They'll greenlight them. You're greenlighted. I think that's how they answer the phone. Thank you for calling Netflix. You're greenlit.
You're greenlit.
Yes.
How can I help you today?
Yeah, exactly.
What can I get started for you?
What can I get started for you? Yes. How many seasons would you want us to
exactly
bankroll?
Is this a movie or is this a series?
It doesn't matter.
Press 1 for a movie.
Press 1 for a movie.
Press 2 for a series. There you go.
And we can make a movie into a series and a series into a movie.
Yeah. Yes, we are that flexible.
Exactly. We're Netflix.
Oh, man.
Flexible. All right, we'll stop.
I love Netflix.
So but in all honesty, they did Castlevania, and it was very well received.
Yes.
It'll be very interesting to see what they do with Diablo. So it all comes from a now deleted tweet that suggested that Activision, it's rumors and speculation. Tweets, by the way, are the new news now.
They sure are.
Yes.
Jesus.
The now deleted tweet suggests that Activision Blizzard and Netflix have a Diablo animated series in the works. After a successful with Netflix Castlevania anime, no one should be surprised if the streaming service was considering another video game adaptation. Now, a hastily deleted tweet suggests that Diablo could be the next, implying a partnership with Activision Blizzard. The tweet came from Andrew Cosby, the co-writer of Hellboy film reboot and founder of Boom Studios.
And son of Bill Cosby.
Is that right? No.
Just kidding.
According to Variety, he is in the final talks to write and showrun the series. And then there's a quote from Cosby that says, "It's very exciting, and I hope to the high heavens it all works out."
Nice. I hope it does too. I mean, I don't never want anything to fail on Netflix. It's just, it's funny how many things are popping up on Netflix. That's really what it comes out to. Yeah.
You were asking about the Diablo lore. Diablo is set in the fantasy world of Sanctuary, where heroes often face invasions of demons from the burning hells. There are currently 3 core video games and various canonical novels, comics book, exploring the universe. So there's a good lore to grab. Also, Blizzard is really fucking good at making lore.
A story, yeah. That's
Activision.
evident, yeah.
We make the joke, they don't, but
No,
Blizzard
yeah.
definitely knows.
I mean,
they put
Overwatch
lore in
is-
freaking Overwatch,
Yeah, exactly.
Where they, for all intended purposes, they should have been able to. Yeah, so
And yet they did, and honestly, the game is better off with it. So
yeah. So not surprised to see something like that coming, but
I mean,
are you surprised that it's Diablo?
I mean, maybe there's not an
Maybe the
insult to the
property.
property, but yeah, maybe the property is like, ooh, really? Okay, sure, yeah.
Hey, Diablo 3 just came out on the Switch, so
True,
it's
that
hot.
is true.
Yeah.
All right, next piece of news: Konami has announced the Castlevania Requiem collection.
They heard our last podcast.
They sure did.
And
They're
they were like, okay, fine. Let's work.
Yeah, we have to announce it.
We have to announce it, I guess.
This pairs Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood together in a single digital package for $19.99 on the PlayStation 4.
That is awesome. Even though it pissed off a lot of people saying, PlayStation 4 only, Untitled exclusivity, and stuff like that. That's my voice, actually, not the voice of the posters. But there is a reason. There is a reason why it came out on Sony. It's coming out on Sony only. Is because actually, Sony partnered with Konami to
bring it, to originally make it.
To make
so
it
they have a part, I guess, ownership in the thing.
Super excited.
Yeah, me too.
Super excited.
Honestly, that comes out the 20. So Castlevania Requiem comes out on the 26th, and the games are emulations of the original, along with amenities such as 4K and 1080p upscaling, trophies, and different rendering options. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. It comes out on the 26th, and that's the same day as Red Dead Redemption, which is the next game that's going to take over the world.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
So I'm like, man,
Choosing
so I'm gonna have to
that day.
pay $60 for that. Then I gotta pay $20 for this.
No,
Like,
because you won't, because you'll be playing Red Dead, and
I mean,
there's
don't
no
get me wrong.
time
I'm still gonna,
one.
and if I'm right, they normally have a nice little sale if you pre-order. So I'll just take
There
advantage
you,
of that.
that's true. That's
Just
true.
saying.
I tell you what though, and we had this several podcasts back when I was wanting a system that will have Symphony of the Night, because I played that game. I never beat it, but hey, it's that is a classic that I feel like it's a hole in my in the games that I have completed in my history. I need to fulfill. I need to finish Symphony of the Night. Rondo of Blood, I'm excited about playing it, although very different. This is not like Symphony of the Night at all. This is more akin the original Castlevanias, and I'm not talking about the excellent Castlevania 4, which to me, the original Castlevanias is like one of the finest. I mean, my favorite is 3 in reality, but 4 is where you really had control, and it was really it gave you a lot of freedom, and because you can whip, diagonal, and you can move yours. You could do the whip dance where you would be moving the whip all around, and you could hit monsters that way, and it was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I think Rondo of Blood doesn't have that degree. It's very original NES. Not the graphical wise, it looks like like a proper 16-bit Castlevania will look. And of course, we improve graphics here.
It's up-res.
But as far as gameplay goes, it might be a step back from Symphony of the Night.
Oh, Rondo, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. But it's cool because I don't believe it came... I think it came out on PlayStation.
I never
original
played
PlayStation, believe it or not.
No, yeah.
But I never played
Symphony of the Night was also original PlayStation.
Yeah. But this one, there was something. It was not released. I think it was at one point released in
Japan only?
No, it was it was Japanese. Super graphics.
I know I never played it. I know that much. I saw the gameplay on it, and I was like, "Oh man, I don't think I ever played this." I've heard the name, but I'm like, I guess this one passed me by. So
Rondo of Blood.
Rondo.
Sir, I've been so busy this week that I really haven't been picking up on a lot of news.
Okay.
There was
No
something to mention about Square Enix announcing that Final Fantasy 15 is collaborating with Tomb Raider and Terra Wars, a spin-off from the mobile RPG Terra Battle, and currently development by Miss Walker. Let me see. This brings players to a new quest line on Final Fantasy 15, new comrades gear, as well as in-game music. So they have had other other crossovers before.
They have plenty of them.
They have, kind of surprised, including, you remember Noctis joining Tekken 7, which was kind of weird.
Yes, yeah, it is weird considering his reach with the sword.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Now, the collaboration with Tomb Raider, I don't know what that is about, because it says collaboration with Tomb Raider, which lets you dress up your character as Lara Croft with a new avatar, with new avatar parts added to use in Comrades. Additionally, Tomb Raider music track have been added to the music player in the main game. This is also weird. This. You know what this reeks of? Putting Tomb Raider in Final Fantasy is, hey guys, remember Tomb Raider?
Oh yeah.
We just released it. We just released it. Hey guys,
I'm sure those numbers are never going to be released. We're never going to hear how poorly it did.
Oh yeah, no. Tomb Raider died.
Yeah,
this is the last
exactly.
game. You know.
Most definitely.
Unfortunately.
It is sad.
So yes, you guys want to hear some bad
No,
news?
I got you. I got you some news here. Some good news.
Because Facebook, 50 million Facebook accounts have been affected in a massive security breach.
I saw that and I reset everything.
So reset the crap out of your Facebook, people,
reset
including
Facebook,
the groups.
guys. Just do it.
We should mention now. We mentioned it now.
The what?
We mentioned it now.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So I just got this while I was looking for news just now.
I saw it earlier today.
An estimated 15 million Facebook user profiles were affected by a security breach. The company confirmed in a blog post today. The breach could allow hackers to take over the accounts of affected users, but the full extent of the attack remains unknown. The breach, which the company says it discovered on Tuesday, exploited a vulnerability on Facebook code that impacted the View As feature that lets people see what their own profile looks to someone else. Currently, the company's internal investigation is still in early stages, and no indication has been given as of who might be behind the attack or what user data, if any, was exfiltrated. It says login tokens have been reset for the 50 million accounts directly affected, as well as an additional 40 million accounts. Those numbers are staggering.
Yeah.
That the View feature as feature was used within the past year. The vulnerability actually used that, so I might be getting reset soon. The vulnerability allowing the exploit, according to Facebook, stemmed from a change that was made to our video uploading feature in July of 2017. So, and there's more to go on that, but basically, Facebook got hacked.
Go into your security and settings, and then security and all that good stuff, and reset.
But it's okay.
Actually, check, because when the moment I saw it actually earlier today. I went in to Facebook, went to the security, went to everything, and then security and alerts, whatever. And I went in, and it says, "Oh, so this is the record of when you've logged in." Castleberry, which I happen to live in Castleberry, Florida. Castleberry. Michigan. I'm like,
whoa.
Yeah, that wasn't me. I have not been to Michigan.
Yeah,
and there were a lot of little Michigans all in between. So
really?
I'm like, not me.
Oh, shit.
So definitely check your shit.
I will need to check. I need to check on that. I mean, Facebook, most Facebook users are used to being hacked all the time because they keep answering those stupid quizzes.
Yes.
And installing shit on their computers.
Exactly.
So, good job, people.
I have some news bites basically from here. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh yeah, that's indie title.
Download has the file size has been announced, and it is a whopping 105 gigabytes.
Woo! Erase your everything.
Yeah. What the fuck is all I gotta say. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have been reading up and hearing previews about the game, because obviously that's all coming out now, and the level of detail that they are boasting, because obviously we haven't seen this. If they're on point, like I said, I mean, these are for me personally, these are trusted sources of news. it's like, holy crap, if that's, so when I was here, I heard all this before I heard of the download size. And then when I heard the download size, my initial reaction was like, what the fuck, guys? And then when I thought about it, I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense. If it's everything that these guys are praising, going, it's unreal, the level of detail, the attention, and the world, and the way it looks, and
hey, that's Rockstar.
Here's a perfect example of something that can happen. So this guy goes in and just to because again they were doing previews, so they're just playing around and doing whatever they can. They're just walking, they're walking the desert or whatever, and they pull a gun on some guy walking by, and he's like, hey, and he pulls his gun. And he goes, and then I guess his character goes, I'm sorry, no, and he puts his gun away. But the NPC is like, like jumpy, like he walks away, but still looking back at you with his gun out, and kind of like, and I'm like,
that's good.
Oh my god, that's real stuff right there.
That's
and
great.
Other stuff like when you do make kills out in the desert of whatever animals, like you got to get it to a certain place quickly because it can rot. You know what I mean? It's like So when you hear all these little background systems,
that's kind of scary, though.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary because there's a lot of moving parts that are bound to break.
Correct.
Or a lot of little things which you don't care for because you want to play the story.
My concern immediately was, okay, I don't like those resource management type scenarios where it's like, oh, I don't know if that's going to be the deal, but clearly they put all this, and also it's uncertain if a lot of this has to do with any of the 4K assets that may be already available when you download the game, because I don't know if you're going to be downloading the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 4 Pro version, and it may just be all one lump sum. So there could be some of that as well. But that's quite the hefty download. So make room, guys.
Make room.
Make room. To keep it on the Red Dead Redemption tip, the latest PlayStation 4 Pro bundle will come with Red Dead Redemption 2 at no additional cost.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
really?
that's right.
Now, there's a fucking bundle.
That is a fucking bundle.
That's the way you do bundle. Because
Yeah.
you don't bundle a game and then charge for the game. That's not a bundle.
That's not a bundle. You can just buy it this way.
Yeah.
So, Sony's next
Wow.
PlayStation 4 Pro bundle, Lassos. This is an article from The Verge. Those guys who don't know how to put
Oh,
computers
yeah.
together.
No, never mind. They probably don't know how to report.
Lasso's Red Dead Redemption 2 at no additional cost, offering the game alongside the 1 terabyte 4K ready console and a DualShock 4 controller for $399 when it comes out on October 26th. So if you have been waiting to buy a PlayStation Pro,
this
is the one to get, guys.
Yeah.
This is the one, which is genius, for the record. Right at the end of the life cycle. Hey, let's just. We all know everybody's going to do Red Dead Redemption. Why not give it to them free and have them buy a console if they haven't already bought one?
Yeah.
That's pretty genius. I got to tell you. I got to say that is pretty genius.
That if you
that
want,
bolsters your numbers. Yeah.
If you want to play the best version of Red Dead Redemption, you obviously buy the Xbox One X.
Most likely.
Yeah.
It's going to be the best version. But it's
But
not
they don't
free.
have a bundle.
It's not free. And this bundle is $400 when the Xbox One X is $5, or is it $4?
The Xbox One X, I honestly, I think it's still $5.
Maybe $5, yeah.
I think it's $5. Oh, come on, guys! Seriously, I mean, I saw that console feels amazing, but $500 is too much to pay for a console.
It is nowadays.
That is PC territory. Oh, I guess that was one of the news for some reason. Xbox is allowing keyboard and mouse support now, which is like, I already have an Xbox One that has keyboard and mouse. It's called a PC.
But this isn't the first time. I mean, because even PlayStation 4, you actually link up they have a keyboard and mouse setup that you can buy. Perhaps not from Sony, but it can be done anyway. Yeah. And so last couple ones here. Microsoft announces the big X108 Xbox event for this November.
Microsoft, snap. This is the one where they show Halo Infinite.
I would assume so.
Shoot some
and all the microtransactions come with it.
Microsoft. Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta? Can we?
I'm just
Can
joking,
we?
God.
Can we make? Can we make a parenthesis here? Can we make a silent before we continue here?
By all means, sir.
And bring the truth to the masses.
Okay.
This is not something that was hidden or anything like that, but it's something that I was shocked to discover, even though I shouldn't have been, because it was straight about it was hidden in plain sight.
It was.
The fact that Sony, that, you know, until very recently, people like to complain that, oh, you know, they're becoming arrogant Sony and this and that, and now they give you crossplay on that. Yeah, with good reason, sure. But the stable of games that come out, the first party games that come out, I don't feel like they ever tried to monetize you to monetize their games and nickel and dime you. You don't hear about microtransactions and loot boxes and crap like that
On the first parties, yeah.
And right, and there is a very solid lineup of games, all dating back to the release of the PlayStation 4, where they're not even trying to put to shoehorn multiplayer just to take a checkbox. It's like they're legitimate single play experiences that we're all complaining that that we're missing and thinking that they're gonna die, even though they're not gonna die.
Clearly.
They have been bringing it ridiculously strong, and I believe, I mean, no doubt that Sony has. They just walked away with the title. Yeah. They are the winners of this generation. There is no way. It doesn't matter. $200 Xbox One X is not gonna fix this. I'm sorry, because they're not gonna have the games that they get really, the quality of it. It is ridiculous. Where they are. And again, this is not playing the fanboy, because I'm the last person to play fanboyism.
And if you would, it would be PC before anything else.
Yeah, exactly. And if I would, I would go towards PC, of course, the master race, the console, the gaming master race. So, looking at the peasants below, of the console, you see this from Sony, and then you see the releases on Microsoft, and they have had a couple of titles that, hey, Forza Horizon 4 right now is something that I'm so glad that I'm able to play it on PC, because otherwise I don't know how I was going to play, because I don't see myself getting an Xbox just for it, Halo, it better come on PC, and chances are is that, that it will, because it's
the Play Anywhere.
Yeah, because the Play Anywhere
initiative, yeah.
But even these beloved games, they're riddled with microtransaction bullshit, and it's like, Microsoft of all people, you should the talent that you should be trying to get, and the will you should be trying to foster should be a positive one. Why are you trying to play us with crap like that? Why does Gears of War has microtransactions? I get it. Everything has microtransactions now on the market, but I would argue third parties, but not Sony.
Yeah, I would argue that.
Not Sony first party. I should say.
I guess it would differ. Do you consider DLCs microtransactions?
No. I'm talking about.
I know.
Yeah. No. Obviously, expansions and stuff like that. So I don't consider microtransactions, because they're usually not micro. They're usually $14.99 or something like that.
So I was going to say
season passes as well.
There are going, and I'm going to just call them so far what will probably be the three pillars of Sony this generation, and that is Horizon, God of War, and now Spider-Man. Spider-Man does have your 3 expansions that are coming out, or 3 DLCs, whatever you want to call them. The Horizon had the Frozen Wilds, which came out way later, almost the end of the year from when it came out in the beginning of the year. God of War doesn't have any, you know what I mean? Nothing at all. And all it had was the additional photo mode and the New Game Plus, and that was all free. So, granted, I have to agree that that's it. That's all that's the only thing that you don't even have to get them, because you're getting a complete full game without those. Yeah. But you have the ability, the option to do so, and you're getting more content.
And those are again, those are, we're talking about expansions.
Yeah.
That's exactly. Not nickel and diming you.
Correct. Yeah. You're getting content for it.
You don't feel like you don't feel like suddenly you're playing a mobile game because every second it's trying to peddle you with the
That's
market.
gotta be the worst,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
I
I
hate
don't
that.
have an Xbox console, and obviously I have PC, but I don't, or I have a laptop, but I don't have, I don't get those type of games from my laptop. But yeah, you brought up an interesting thing. I think a few days back when we were talking about this, where the new Halo is evidently they've hired people or something like that are the wording that they use for the ad that specifically very microtransaction-ish.
Exploitative experts. We're trying to look for people that can scam players out of their money after they have spent $60. I think that's the way the wording was. Something along the lines, maybe.
It wasn't
might have
those
been my
exact words,
interpretation.
yeah.
It might have been
maybe not those words,
yeah,
but
not
something
verbatim,
along those
but
lines.
yeah.
So, I mean, I can definitely understand your concern with that. I mean, obviously, that's not something that Microsoft was big into. Until very recently, when Forza suddenly became part of that,
Yeah.
and you mentioned Gears of War, where it's like, wow, you guys have it looks to me honestly in a way, and this is again as an outsider looking in, it looks to me as if you don't really have much faith in the actual product to make you the money. So you're like, how do we expand?
How do we get the most out of it?
Yeah.
And
that's
this
a shame. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just an observation. But if you want to talk about, if you want to talk about where Sony has the quality without going into fanboy bullshit, this is what you bring up. It's not. They have tons of exclusive. You know what? Fuck it. Exclusive suck. All right. Because there should not be any reason why you wouldn't want your buddy to not play the experiences that you're having.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care about that. Exclusive sucks. They could die. I don't care. But when there is a differentiator like that, when you're keeping it pure, when it's, hey, this game, Spider-Man is a game, first and last. It's not gonna try to sell you bullshit. At least not right now. I mean, they don't show they even. And they could have, because even all the costumes and stuff like that.
Oh hell yeah, they could have made money for that.
Be like,
absolutely,
and they could make exactly. They could be making
yeah,
money on it. Things like
they could have actually saved money in making any DLCs and say, hey, every month we're going to release, whatever for the new suits.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I love getting new suits. I really do.
And I love getting them for free.
Exactly. But I'm
as
just
far
saying,
as
the fact that you get them is like, oh man, this is great. This is great. Look at this new suit, and I take a fucking selfie immediately right after I get the new suit. But no, I know exactly what you mean. They could have gone that route, and it probably would have worked. You know what I mean? But they chose not to. Yeah,
exactly.
We're going to do the nice regular DLC/expansion, and yes, it will include new suits. You know what I mean? With each one of them. They actually laid out the plan too. They were like, no, it's going to be October, November, December, all three. You know what I mean?
And the games are so good that by virtue of you wanting to play them again and not feel cheated, I will buy the season, the season pass,
which I did.
Look at and get excited about what's coming down the road. And I'm starting to get more excited about the fact that it is a pure game, like the games that are that the way I love games to be, rather than this is a platform where you can interact with other gamers, and he is our our store. Destiny says hi, and who was the other one who was talking? I want to say it was probably EA, because this sounds like a EA move. No, well maybe what they were talking about. The reason we're selling this is fucking Devil May Cry.
Oh yes,
Devil May Cry 5 went
That's
from
Capcom, yeah.
super me being super interested about it to nope. I'll probably wait for a sale, or at the very least it'll have to be stellar reviews, or somehow be proven that no, this microtransaction bullshit is not affecting gameplay. Because that's the sad thing, right? People say, well, I'm a fan of Devil May Cry. So what if they put microtransactions? I just won't buy them. But you're missing the whole point. It's not about the fact that it has. Yeah, it's not about the fact that you have microtransactions. It's the point that when the game gets altered to entice you into getting microtransactions, you're not playing the pure game, the pure vision. You're playing the publisher's alteration of trying to push you into getting into spending more money. Shadow of War is a perfect example. And they took the moment that Shadow of War sales were already diminishing because it's already been a year and it wasn't moving as many units anymore. What did they do? They did the quote unquote impossible. They took the microtransaction store out of the game completely, and they fixed the progression.
Yeah, they readjusted the progression.
So if they readjusted the projection,
that means,
what do you think that means?
That means that was already there to push
exactly. Exactly. It's ridiculous that gamers
it really is a shame.
Of this group to this day still think that microtransactions, that's not a big deal because it doesn't affect me because I don't buy them. Yeah, but that's not the point. The fact is, if they're there, someone's going to buy them, and someone is going to make it for the publisher.
Yeah, it's not even that. It is affecting you. You just don't realize.
Yeah, you don't realize.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're sitting there going, "Man, I can't even get to the next level. What's taking so long? Whatever."
Yeah, the grind.
Yeah, exactly. They're expanding the grind,
and it takes away it takes away the competitiveness, because even if it's single player, there is still a level of competitiveness between beating the game or you beat it and I beat it. You beat it with a higher percentage, or you completed more things and stuff like that. That gets completely lost because it's no longer a game; it's a store.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's a shame that it sounds like that may be coming to Halo.
That may be coming to well, I don't know if
it may
they better not be
it
better not be the single player. But I tell you right now, any game with single player microtransaction BS, it should be a game that you should be looking the other way.
I agree.
We'll
know more this November at the X108 X018 event, which is in Mexico City.
Oh yeah, and
a big evidently Mexico is a very big buyer of Xbox.
Xbox,
consoles.
yeah, Xbox is bigger in Mexico than PlayStation, surprisingly, and I believe it was Giovanni that made that observation, and I was like, "Oh, no wonder."
Makes sense,
yeah, makes sense.
Makes absolute sense. Yeah, you'll be able to watch this on Mixer, the streaming service, if you want. It will be it's Saturday, November 10th is a Saturday, and it'll be running from 1 p.m. Pacific or 6 p.m. Eastern. Am I looking at this right? Running, from 1 p.m. Pacific to 4 p.m. Jesus Christ, no. 4 p.m. Pacific to 6 p.m. No, Jesus Christ.
All right, give me that phone.
It's from 4 to 6, guys. Why did they write this like this? Who is this? GameSpot. Fix this shit. It's from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. Figure out the other ones on your own.
Figure the time zones.
Yes, exactly.
I just want to real quick mention this goes to show the level of stupidity that is being put on some of these Microsoft games. So, Forza Horizon 4, it has, you're leveling up, and one of the things you're actually also gaining that levels up. I don't know. I haven't played the game because I haven't been able because of my fucking computer. Is you gain influencers. Mm-hmm. I guess that's either a currency or a level up or something like that. No, not the time you buy, but the time you earn as you do races, as you do
Can you
better
buy
things.
Influence with real money?
Not with real money.
Okay.
It's more ridiculous than that, actually.
Oh, my God. Selfies?
If you... yes.
Oh, my God.
I'll tell you what.
Guys.
If you play the game and you stream it, wait. If you stream it on Mixer, for every hour that you stream and the game, they will give you influencers on your game, or if you watch people play the game
On Mixer.
on Mixer, that will also give you influencers. So this basically it's a way of forcing people to use their streaming service, which I'm going to tell you right now, that shit's going to get shut down before the end of next year. You heard it here first. I don't have any hope in Mixer, which is a shame because I've heard really good things about it. It's just tying it to just one console.
Yeah,
hello,
exactly.
you already failed.
A console that, by the way, is third place in this generation.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
like,
It's
what are you
like,
gonna do
hello,
here?
you already failed.
Yeah.
So tying it to that is just okay. That's
just
is
sad.
kind of a new.
It's just sad.
There has been so what's expected, of course, when the game the game is released, is that there's gonna be a shit ton of streamers showing the same game with 0 viewers. But hey, they're pretty much in. And I've heard reports that there are already some channels that are just like 24/7 Forza Horizon influencer farm. Just watch here. Just put it here because you can watch. You can just watch other streamers and get influencers that way.
Yeah, yeah.
So just leave it. Go do your chores. Go to work. Go to sleep, and just leave the thing open. It's the most ridiculous thing,
That is
bro.
ridiculous.
It is such an artificial way to inflate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just sad. It's just sad if you have to do that. And it's like.
And it's Forza, bro.
I know.
It's Forza. It's like, why?
It's just stranded
Why?
on that console or whatever that other thing is.
Yeah.
Last piece of news I have, guys, to piggyback off of the X018 PlayStation experience this year
It's going to be on Xbox 018. Holy shit. Wow.
is not happening, unfortunately.
Of course.
Yeah.
They were like, they looked at my Xbox and say, let they have cake.
I didn't think of it that way, but you're probably right. Sony will not stage a PlayStation experience this year. This is per Sean Layden, the chairman of Worldwide Studios for Sony Interactive.
That's kind of sad, though. I
was kinda looking forward-
That's like an
but-
E3 in December.
It is, but at the same time, I was like, when are they going to announce
When are they
this?
gonna show?
Yeah, they have no. When are they going to announce it? Because nobody
when?
had said it by
They
now,
would've
and it's
said
like,
it,
didn't
right.
say shit yet. And we're already basically in October. But yeah, no. And it's
Not
like, okay,
happening.
it's not happening.
Aw.
But what are they going to show? Because the chances are, realistically, this is we're coming to the end of this console generation. So we already know the games that are going to finish this console generation. They were adamant in saying everything you saw will be on PlayStation 4. So that means Death Stranding will probably be the very last title on PlayStation 4. But Death Stranding, your Last of Us,
Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk is evidently supposed to be coming, but that's obviously multi-platform. But it's supposed to be coming to this generation. I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to be one of those cross-generational things,
that's
which
bad.
really freaking sucks.
Yeah.
But
that sucks.
it is what it is. But yeah, so everything. So they've already shown what they have to show, and they really have nothing else. I'm sure they have new stuff, but they're like, it's for PlayStation 5. Why would we show it now? You know what I mean? So they're like, we're just not going to do anything, and we'll probably see something on PlayStation 5 on E3 next year, 2019.
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
Okay. Well, hey, he's saying it.
That's just
That's
just a thought. It's just a thought.
I'm not gonna disagree with that one. Actually.
Thank God, because I can't afford any more of those bets that we make. All right, guys, we'll be right back with the hot topic of the week. After these messages,
We're right back.
and we are back, guys, and we're gonna go right into our hot topic of the week. Thank you so much. Hot topic, guys. I'm sure most of you already know. Thank you. Is the Legacy of Telltale Games, and I want to start off before we even get into what we're going to get into here, with a tweet from Brandon Sabenka. And this is a tweet that he tweeted shortly after all the craziness happened at Telltale Games.
Who's this person?
This is actually one of the developers who got laid off.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He says, I got laid off from Telltale. None of my sleepless nights or long hours on weekends trying to ship a game on time got me severance today. Don't work overtime unless you're paid for it. Protect your health. Companies don't care about you.
Wow.
That is, from the, from one of the guys, one of the 250 people who were let go. There's only a crew of 25 left at Telltale who are essentially just, basically finishing on whatever they can finish on. At this point.
25 completing I think something with Minecraft story. I didn't understand what that was about because I thought that game was done.
Well, episode 2 of The Walking Dead just dropped like this week.
Yeah.
So they were there for that. And probably whatever patches they're going to put in for it. You know what I mean? And that's it. They walk away.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is insane. This is when I saw it. At first it was like the last thing I would have expected, and I put it as this is a megaton of news because of all the companies that have seen success, and you would think that they're doing very well because of the amount of IPs that they are being acquiring, not acquired, but licensing. Yeah. It would have been Telltale, and I think we touched about it a little bit last podcast, but I'm glad this is the topic of this because we can elaborate on some of the ideas. This is something that came out of left field, and there was no reports, or at least that I could follow. As much as I investigated, I tried to go back to see if there was any hints of.
Oh no!
Hey, things are kind of like
no. They had layoffs earlier this year.
Oh yeah. Well, I know about the layoffs next year, but it's a gaming company.
True.
They all have layoffs, so I wasn't seeing it as something. Oh wait a minute,
something's going on. Yeah.
I was thinking of. Hey, they wrapped up with this project and just don't need.
I put that together with their new direction. Because remember, they were saying we're going to get a new engine and we're going to focus more on fewer projects instead of taking on a lot of them. So it looked like they actually were okay. They're making the moves they need to make. However, even with that, evidently, they were hiring as early as 2 weeks ago, or as recent as 2 weeks ago. So
they were just not knowing when the money was going.
I mean, I see this thing. I cannot possibly believe that they didn't know that we are at the very end. We are literally running into the red at some point. I'm pretty sure they did know. I mean, you have to know. Obviously, they know because when it ran into red, they goes, guys, we're done.
Yeah. Plus, a company doesn't just run into the red and then and proceed to do that immediately.
No, yeah.
For that to happen, they must have been into the red for months and months and months.
Exactly, yeah. They were looking for financing, which actually, I wanted to go into a quick little timeline here of this timeline is provided by GameSpot. And it's a quick little timeline, nothing extravagant. But it starts as far back as March of last year. Telltale CEO and founder Kevin Bruner announces that he's leaving the company. It later reported that Bruner was forced out as he clashed with the company's board of directors. Obviously, that's an issue. Telltale's other founder, Dan Connors, takes over as CEO. Now it jumps to September of last year, so a year ago. Telltale hires former Zynga executive Pete Hawley to become the company's next CEO. Before Zynga, Hawley was a production lead in Fable studio Lionhead, working alongside Peter Molyneux through all that time. Then jump to November the following month. One of Hawley's first major moves as CEO of Telltale is enacting a huge round of layoffs, in which the company cut 25% of its workforce, which amounted to 90% or 90 people, at the time. Layoffs impacted all divisions of Telltale. And so on and so forth. All right. And then December of last year, Telltale's Pete Hawley, CEO, talks to GamesBeat about the layoffs and the future of Telltale. He rejects the idea that Telltale is in trouble, stating he feels the company is in a really good shape. Layoffs were necessary to help Telltale succeed in the future, and that's what essentially he said. Jump forward to March.
That's what I believed.
That's what he believed. Yeah. March of this year, a deeply sourced report from The Verge. You know those guys who don't know how to put computers together.
They know how to report on everything else, but don't
ask them.
Don't
about
give them
computers.
hardware.
Yeah. Okay. Alleges that Telltale operates under a culture of heavy expected crunch, pushed by toxic management.
So far, I haven't heard anything that tells me trouble because it sounds like every other exploitative gaming company. Yeah. Probably hired by EA.
Yeah.
Probably under EA.
Among the many shocking claims in the report is that employees work as many as 18 hours per day for weeks on end. Now jump to September 20th of this year. So now we're pretty much where we're at here.
No.
According to Variety, Telltale management informs employees that its negotiations with media giant AMC for more funding were going, quote unquote, going well. With the company expected to complete the funding process in the coming weeks. This is on the 20th.
This is on the 20th. This is on the 20th. This is
on the 20th of this month.
As the last time we did
last Thursday.
Last Thursday. There you go.
That's right. The day before the podcast.
Yeah.
There was also reportedly a deal being negotiated with South Korean mobile game giant Smilegate for more funding. Smilegate and AMC both apparently leave negotiations with Telltale on Thursday, just hours before the eventful Friday.
So you might...
The reports offer no explanation as to why AMC and Smilegate left negotiations on the same day. Variety previously reported that the movie studio Lionsgate also decided to pull out a financial deal with Telltale, also on the same game.
Wow. Everybody just ejected.
I mean, before I get to the next faithful date, which is the date D-Day, basically, when you're asking for funding, obviously you have to lay out what it is you do, why, how you do it, where's your money coming from right now, how are your finances at the moment. My guess is they weren't good, know, and when these investors, obviously this is what they are. They're investors. They know a good risk versus a bad risk. Saw what they had, saw what they were trying to do and said, no, guys, we're out. Fuck this shit. We're out. You know what I mean? Because obviously they saw something bad.
Yeah.
September 21st, according to reports, Telltale Games holds a meeting where it informs more than 200 developers that they are losing their jobs right then and there. Employees were given paper paychecks for pay through the end of the day. They reportedly were instructed to leave the building within 30 minutes. Employees were allowed back in for a period of 3 hours on the following Monday to collect their personal belongings, but that was it.
Wow.
Yeah. The affected staffers received no severance pay, and their health coverage covered reportedly only extended to the end of the month, which on the 21st of September is only a few days away. Management told employees they should consider applying for unemployment benefits. Former Telltale CEO Kevin Bruner writes a blog post giving explanations as to what's going on, and we're now in the shit with we'll get into what happens after this, because it has not been. I mean, it was not a big thing, man. I couldn't, when I heard this, I didn't really take into consideration the level of holy shit. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine, where we work now? We work for, I'm going to say who we work for. We work for insurance, essentially. Going in one day, you know what I mean? And basically being told, here's your check. This will cover you for your pay for the rest of the day. Mm-hmm. You have insurance to the end of the month. You're no longer working.
Go seek unemployment.
Go seek unemployment, which they can do. That is a massive blow to anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a life changer right there.
And think about, like I said, 2 weeks before this eventually happened, they just hired some people who eventually didn't live in the California area. They had to leave where they were. Yeah. Some of them apparently had families.
Probably excited about the fact that we're gonna work for Telltale. This great conglomerate of IP licenses, and we're gonna be making the game on the same engine, probably. Now, that was the crux of it, right? Telltale was pretty much recently almost a one-trick pony when you think about it. It was all about we'll make a game about your properties or the hot properties or whatever. But it was the same game. It was the same formula.
Yeah. It was, and it didn't change.
They have some good writers, sure, but
But eventually the like you said, it's a one-trick pony. Eventually, that trick just gets old.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what
and
it
it gets improved by other companies. Hello,
hello.
Square Enix, not Square Enix, but the guy Don't Nod.
Life is Strange.
With Life is Strange. Mm-hmm. That was exponentially better than anything that
they've made.
Telltale could have made.
And let me tell you, that game literally shined the light on what's wrong with Telltale. You know, if you didn't know what was wrong with Telltale, like if you just like, oh, I guess this is just the way their games are made, or these type of games are made, you play Life is Strange, you're like, whoa, and then you go back to a Telltale game, you realize, the fuck is wrong with these? The engine is chugging. The games sometimes fail. Doesn't save. You could lose your save. You know what I mean? I think I mentioned this on the last podcast. I think that this is they bought into the hype of The Walking Dead. Because this isn't new. They've been around for a while. First of all, their first game I think was in 2005. They founded in 2004. And they've been releasing a lot of little games. Actually, I think technically they may have released more games before The Walking Dead than after The Walking Dead. If you can believe that.
For sure. I remember hearing those games, and for some reason, I always thought that they had something to do with the Lego games for some reason.
I didn't see any Lego.
But they don't. But I do remember some other properties.
They did. So with the current type of model that they were doing, which is the adventure game, very similar to your point and click adventures, your LucasArts, that type, but a little bit more accessible. They did Back to the Future, which was mediocrely received at best. Jurassic Park which was not received very well. Yeah. So these are literally
they did a Bugs Life. I want to say they did a Bugs Life on PlayStation 1, but that could be something. I'm gonna have to check.
Yeah, these two games came out right before The Walking Dead, and I think what ended up happening is they literally bought into what The Walking Dead brought them. It brought them fame. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't know really about Telltale Games, and suddenly now they're on the map. They have the Game of the Year. How many Game of the Year nominations did Walking Dead Season 1 receive?
Oh, it was a darling. Yeah,
it won awards. It won like hundreds of awards. It was like 200 awards that it won for it. So it got that. It got popular. But I think what they don't realize is, one, the engine was still the engine. Oh, you found it?
Yeah, it was Traveler's Tales. I was getting confused. Traveler's Tales, by the way, had nothing to do with Telltale. I believe they're still doing business and they're doing very well. I want to say.
We hope.
We hope, yeah. Best of luck to everybody at Traveler's Tales.
Traveler's Tales.
Yeah.
But no, so The Walking Dead, the property, was also very hot at the time. Which was 2012? I think 2012 is when it came out. So this, what I'm saying, they released a game about a property that was the hottest thing going at that point. It took off, and on top of that, credit to them, they made a great story. I still love The Walking Dead Season 1. I don't know did you ever finish it?
No.
Oh, dude, you gotta.
I know you keep saying that.
Dude, you can actually play that shit on your phone.
I already know. Yeah, I already know. What
it doesn't matter.
Expect.
It doesn't matter. I know that you know
how to get there. Yeah.
It doesn't matter that you know. It's. I mean, it's not even how you get there. You gotta do it, dude. You gotta do it. Like I said,
also, now I'm not going to be able to play the trilogy, so...
Don't even bother. Unfortunately, you can't. Yeah, that was actually the next part of it, but I guess I'll get to that in a second. But I think that was a problem. They bought into that and said, guys, they actually call it, I think, the Telltale Tool is what they call it.
Yes.
And they said, we got it. We have exactly what we need to do. And then they started acquiring all these licenses and just shitting out, the same exact, no innovation, no anything. It's just the same. We're going to do a 5-episode season. It's going to have all this stuff. It's not going to matter I think that's the worst part of it,
Yeah.
where you feel like you're making decisions that would actually impact the story. In the end, it does not. And I think if they would have corrected that or done something better with that as things went along, maybe, but they didn't. It's literally Walking Dead Season 1 versus the last game they made, which is Batman Season 2. You look at that and it is the exact same game.
Yeah. With the exact same chugginess. And
the engine that just doesn't go.
Yeah.
It
doesn't matter if it's brought on newer consoles with more horsepower.
Exactly. It
They
just
still
does not roll.
Yeah. Just I remember playing one of my favorite of the few Telltale games that I play. I didn't play tons of them, but there were a couple that grabbed me. And I think maybe one that I try to remember. I think I'm going to the realization that I only finished one of them, because even the ones that are really enjoying it. No, because I was playing on other. I didn't play them on anything else. I will play.
Then
it
doesn't matter, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, exactly. I didn't get a platinum because I didn't play on PlayStation. But even one of my favorites was The Wolf Among Us.
The Wolf Among Us, yes.
And I was excited, and I was looking forward a second one, because I did like that story. I did like, even though I was playing the same old, but I did like what they did, because the story was interesting enough to me. But I do remember every time you make a choice on that game, it felt like your console wanted to just give up.
Yeah.
And it was so weird, because it was not graphically intensive. This was on the 360 actually, on the Xbox 360. It was not like, anything was graphically intensive, and it's not like there's so many decisions in the game that the processor couldn't handle them all and threaded them properly. It was just a bad engine. It was not optimized. They keep saying that they were optimizing. Then it would have been better to make a new one, because this never got fixed, even on the new consoles.
Yeah, it's a shame. And so to continue on this storyline, the next major portion here, evidently Telltale's actually pulls the Walking Dead final season from sale. You can't find it anywhere.
You can't get them now.
Evidently, a lot of questions have been asked for those people who paid for the season already, and they're only going to get 2 episodes.
There you go.
And
that's what happens when you pre-order.
If you read the fine print, evidently there's nothing you can do.
There's no obligation to finish this.
Correct. Yes.
This could be the last. Hey, like the Game of Thrones books.
Yes. It's a shame. I think season 1 of The Walking Dead, I think, was amazing. Probably one of my favorite games of all time. Overall, even with the fucking chugging engine. But on top of that, I have to also give credit to Tales of the Borderlands, because
that was unexpected for you to like.
That was very unexpected. Not
because of that. I knew that game was special. That's another game that I was gonna say. I really enjoyed. I think I played maybe 3 or 4 episodes. I didn't finish it, because then I got on with someone else. And unfortunately, I was playing that one as it was coming out, I believe, as well, which is a bad way to play those games, regardless of what they say, to me. But that game had, I like Borderlands, the Borderlands 2 quote unquote story, because it was all just craziness and And when I saw the announcement of a Telltale based on the Borderlands IP, it made no sense to me. It was like, what is there? But of course, that got won over by, now we're going to make one based on Minecraft. And apparently that one's okay too. And now we're going to make one based on
That's what I'm saying.
Stones.
It's those weird little ups and downs. Like, okay, well, we didn't do too well with this one. But, Tales of the Borderlands.
But you said you really enjoyed Borderlands, having not played Borderlands.
No,
or
at all,
not really care about the lore of it in particular.
But I
what
can
was
definitely,
it that you liked?
Oh my God, the characters were so freaking well written.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. I laughed way more than I expected to laugh. I was like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. All I have to say here, guys, the finger gun fight, okay? You think about it for a second. That's what it was. And that you're basically fighting or shoot like a shootout with
just finger pointing like if you had
like you got your hands into a gun. You know what I mean? And it has to be one of the just iconic moments in gaming because it's just like so well done and hilarious. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't believe it. I
fell in love with those characters.
That's the other thing. And then the music, they actually licensed some awesome freaking music to put into this game, which God, I can't even only wonder what's going to happen with those games. They're going to be pulled eventually because the licensing has to. Remember, the license is only for a temporary amount of time. Yeah. Guys, if you have any opportunity to grab Tales of the Borderland, do it now.
I think it was free at one point, right?
It was free. Yeah, it was free. But if you happen to tag it, just download it just in case. You know what I mean?
It's really good.
It's very good. It's unfortunately, yes, it chugs a little bit, but for the most part, they fix a lot of it. But it's so well done, and yes, the characters are so awesome. And God, I had fun with that. You know, I had a fun time with it, and I didn't know anybody, and I didn't know anything about the main character. Which Handsome Jack.
Handsome Jack.
I don't think about Handsome Jack.
Dude, side note, that was Borderlands 2. Borderlands 1, like, it was barely a story. There was nothing there, really. And ending, lol, it was nothing. Borderlands 2...
just credits.
Yeah, exactly. Borderlands 2, however, it was funny. I mean, to me, there's some people that were like, "Oh, this humor is stupid. This is some internet humor," and it's true. There was a lot. There was a part where there will part. You remember the double rainbow meme? That, oh my God, look at that! So double rainbow all the way.
Yeah.
So there was a part in the game that it was just that, and it was silliness. It was a game that you will play. You have fun. It was one of few games made by Gearbox, or maybe it's the only one that would they show a hint of quality. It was very well done. The loot was fun and all that, but it was the writing, the story. It was out there. It was out there. So yes, Borderlands.
Tales of the Borderlands.
It was surprisingly well done. Yeah, it
amazing.
Was really
surprising. I mean, that right there stands next to season 1 of The Walking Dead easily.
Yeah,
easily. But obviously for different reasons.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. From there, I couldn't even tell you.
Didn't play Wolf Among Us?
I played Game of Thrones.
You played Wolf.
Didn't like it. Which one?
Wolf Among Us.
I did play Wolf Among Us, but to me, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was as great as those two, but right. I thought it was good. Yeah. I like the characters. I like the world that they had going on, and I like the I can't call it cinematography, but the look of the
the art style. The art style was amazing. Very cool, the amazing use of colors and neons and stuff like
absolutely.
That. It looked great. Yeah. As opposed to Game of Thrones, which looks drabby and watercolored, like
it looked like oil. It's like oil painting, but think of the oil as moving for whatever reason. It's like, who does this?
Yes.
I played Batman season 1, couldn't finish it because I can care fucking less.
Wow.
It was so obviously this points to
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I never even tried it. It points to a deterioration in quality.
Yeah.
And not to mention zero innovation because they didn't do anything. It was like, again, they were shitting these out. Easily.
Kind of like Walking Dead in the seasons.
Kind of like Walking Dead, yeah. You can expect the show to go the same way as
like a boss. Shades are falling, homie.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Okay.
So to follow up, Telltale evidently has been now this week has come under fire essentially for prioritizing finishing the season of Walking Dead for season 4 of Walking Dead over paying its employees.
Wow.
And so because they've been shopping the thing out to whoever they can. And there's a funny joke online that I found that freaking THQ Nordic is going to pick it up.
Oh my God. THQ Nordic.
I was like, of everyone out there,
Dude,
I can see that happening. You know?
I think there was a story last podcast that I was thinking of bringing, but I was like, this has become a non-news anymore. It's like THQ is picking another card because of whatever IP
Pretty
game
much,
is coming out. You know,
I wouldn't be surprised if honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if for whatever reason THQ Nordic steps in. We got you. We'll finish this for you. That said, obviously, it's not as easy as bringing a bunch of people who have never worked on this game to suddenly finish the game for you. So you can definitely expect. If that happens, you can definitely expect it not to be the same. But
if that happens,
they've been going on the fires, particularly because they're like, well, if you get funding, shouldn't you pay your employees? You know what I mean? Hello. And on top of that, the very last thing they have is that evidently there is a class action lawsuit being brought to them for breaking labor laws.
Wow.
They're based in California. And there's federal and there's the state law. Federal law, they both have a certain amount of time where if you have a certain amount of employees, you have to give a certain amount of time as notice before you can lay people off. And essentially 60 days. The federal one, evidently there may be a loophole for Telltale, not for the California one. You and I work... David and I, Dream Twister and I work. Where we work, we've dealt with California law, and we know the insanity that is California law. Okay,
it is his own country there.
Yeah, exactly.
God bless him.
So, knowing that, that's where they seem to be into a big amount of trouble. Yeah.
Proposition something number.
Yeah, exactly. They are definitely looking at issues happening when they had to give the certain amount of time, and if not, now they may have to pay. So if they do get funding from anywhere, it may be routed to which is good. It should. Yeah, it's a good thing that it should go to the employees who did it. But what's interesting, and this almost tells the mindset of game development, is there was a developer, a woman, I can't remember her name, who tweeted about that how excited they were to know that the project will be finished. And she didn't come under fire or anything like that, but there was a lot of question about, what about you? The rug has been pulled on, from under you, and you're more concerned about the game. And it's this weird thing. It's like it's their baby, and she also
their Stockholm syndrome.
That too, yeah. She did, I guess, reply to the tweet stating that it's an emotional time, and right now, it's hard to put into words where your mind is at. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it makes sense, but man, it really gives you an insight as to what goes on in a lot of these companies. And realistically, Telltale is not the only company doing this. No, this is happening everywhere. That's the games development. Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why I'm almost glad that I decided. That I never pursued a career in the game industry in general, just because it is, we love games, this and that, but the industry itself is ruthless in the way that they treat their employees, and the way that for every Rockstar company, and I mean Rockstar, the general term, not Rockstar, the game development company, but for every Blizzard, say that you hear, or CD Projekt Red, maybe, or for every company like that you're like, oh man, it'll be awesome to be working for those guys. They have crazy, they gotta have crazy benefits. Their games are like top of the notch. They're selling like crazy, and of course Rockstar also. Let's include them in there because they're also there's a lot of companies where it's a sweatshop. It's basically you're signing your life away on a project, on a freaking piece of entertainment that with so many nowadays,
so many pieces of
entertainment we have, and so many good games. Even if your game is great, it could be lost down the shuffle because your publisher decided to put it in between two other
Two
major
major
releases.
releases, yeah.
And so like that.
Which in
It's
some cases the
crazy.
publisher can't even tell that that's going to be the scenario. In some cases, not all cases.
Well, except
Other ones-
unless it's EA.
Oh, well, EA obviously
Yeah.
knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Quote, unquote,
That
yeah.
was major quote. Yeah.
But
So
yeah, it's kind of sad. And honestly, right now, I mean, the only thing I can say is I hope that first off, I don't know how many people feel about Rockstar. I want to, because there's a lot of people
About
like
Rockstar?
shitting. Not Rockstar. I'm sorry, Telltale. A lot of people shitting on Telltale, saying, "Oh," and I was like, you in the end, you guys kind of have to remember that Telltale, it was mostly made up of the employees. So when I think of Telltale Games, I think of the guys who brought, Walking Dead season 1, Tales of the Borderland,
Among Us.
Wolf Among Us. That's the team. That's what I think of when I think of Telltale's. Not the executives who fucking screwed the pooch for everybody else. Those are the few within the many that is Telltale's. But this is seriously going to be like a cautionary tale for hopefully for companies where they go, you know what, guys, we should make better decision. I think if they would have made the decision they made early on to get the engine,
To focus.
to also not buy into the fact that because like I said, The Walking Dead was the same game that the Back to the Future was the same game that Jurassic Park was. The difference is where it hit, when it came out, it was the hottest thing.
Yep.
The topic was the hottest thing, and you made something that was amazing for it.
Yeah. I don't care if you're Naughty Dog and you brought us Uncharted, and all the Uncharted. If suddenly all your games have the same formula, and this is gonna be the Avengers games, but it has the same formula, and this is gonna be the Star Wars game, and it has the same formula, and this is gonna be the Blades of Steel game, and it has the same formula. It doesn't matter. At some point, it's just gonna get old.
Perfect example would be Lara Croft. The new Tomb Raider games, where yes, that first one was great, but the iterations since then have been minimal at best. And to me personally, they're just fine. They're okay. The other games have moved on and done more newer and better things. While Lara Croft is still stuck behind on that. So, and that's the case with Telltale. But of course, Telltale being a smaller company, that's the funny thing. They were hiring shitloads of people. Where it's like, what are you doing? I follow Kind of Funny, and Greg Miller mentioned recently on a thing where he looked and he had an email from one of the developers at Telltale 10 days before this happened, saying, "Hey, get with us so we can set up something so we can have somebody come in and talk about the new Walking Dead." So that's how no one knew, dude. No one. Obviously, the executives knew, and I don't care what anybody says. They knew what the hell was going on,
Yeah,
but
of course.
no one else knew, dude. They were just blindsided by this, and I think that's just insane, man. I think it's just insane.
Yeah. It's always a shame because it's a group of very talented people, very talented writers that were part of this community, which I hope they get. Which I was going to ask you if I think I've heard some sayings on the socials and all that. Companies that are hiring this talent,
Yeah.
like it usually happens,
Ubisoft. Ubisoft actually stepped in to do some sort of job fair, and I think I actually think that Telltale kind of went along with it as well to try to bring some of that talent elsewhere, and I think that's great. If there's one thing I can say now,
You said you say Ubisoft and who?
Telltale themselves. They after the whole thing that they're working with them to get job fairs and all this going on.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
But I think that's great. But I also think that kind of, again, shines a light on the type of industry this is, where they would go, they're like, oh, we know what this is like. We're going to help out. And like, should it be that way? Should you have to constantly move around? Because to me, that looks like a young man's game then. It's like, hey, you're young, you're single, do this. Because if you let go, you can move on quickly to something else.
Yeah.
As a family man or a family woman,
Yeah.
that's not so easy. You can't just get up and move when you have kids who are in school and you're constantly moving around because of everything. So that's
One game can break your whole company. Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Or crazy decision by the executives. I'm actually surprised that they didn't put themselves on the market to be some. I mean, that I know of. They probably did, and it was a failure. But I was, thinking that other companies to pick him up.
Yeah. I mean, they could, but remember, the other companies know. They know how much they need, and they can't just hire to save. Yeah. They can no. Well, we need 2 people.
How is this going to work? Yeah. How is this going to work for our bottom line? And
correct.
Telltale,
because obviously Telltale wasn't even looking at that. They were just hiring because we got this license. We got to do. They're hiring so many people, man. It's unreal, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. All I know is, like I said, I honestly hope that they all find, first off, that they get that. Their money back, at least get that 60 days of pay plus plus the benefits. Mm-hmm. And then, jump back onto one of the other companies, and hopefully they don't fucking treat them the same way.
Yeah.
But man, it's just sad, dude, because I honestly fell behind with The Walking Dead. I did season 1 and season 2. Wanted to do 3 for a reason I kind of fell off, but knowing that this was Clementine's final the season, the final is this final, and I was like, man, this is the time I got to jump back in. I need to do 3 and come back to 4, and then hear this.
Clementine growing up and still dressing the same way she dressed when she was a kid, huh?
Well, she has a hat. I mean, the clothes is different, but yeah,
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think you looked at it.
Yeah, no, the hat's still there, which is important. If you freaking play the game, you understand why it's important.
All right,
but it's important, and it's also the short hair is important.
Okay,
Clementine has to keep her hair short because you don't want a walker to grab it.
Yeah,
and it's true. You need to play season 1. Damn it! If for only because of what's going on, you need to play season 1. Just do it
as
on
a
your
celebration,
phone.
as a celebration of Telltale.
Yeah.
The one great company that grew maybe too fast and
a little bit. They kind of bought into their hubris. So, any final thoughts, sir?
No. I mean, just I think you said it best. Wish them best of luck, and hopefully they'll be able to to find positions. Like I said, they were super talented people. It's easy to see and point out the flaws of their games and their engines and stuff like that. But we got to remember, they were not called Telltale for no reason. Mm-hmm. They told stories, amazing stories. Exactly. Yeah. There's some interesting, setups, and it worked great. The first time worked fantastic with the Walking Dead. And he worked out pretty good with the next project, and then he works, okay with the third one. And it was just, fortunately, it was getting old, and maybe all games didn't need to be the Telltale type of game. Yeah. Maybe branch out into some other genres or something like that.
I mean, not even that. I mean, be a little bit more choosy with the licenses you probably pick.
Yeah.
Because not every license is going to guarantee you
Guardians
money.
of the Galaxy, guys, for real. It's like,
I mean, for its time, it made sense. But the thing is, by the time the game came out, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 came out, and we all know how that was. So it's like, we're done.
That's it.
So, So yeah, all right. Well, that brings us to the end, guys, of an awesome, The Real, episode 127. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, please go to goodgame.tech. Join the conversation there. Do not be afraid. We love people.
I know.
Yes.
Bring people. Dude, I shouldn't. I'll probably say this. I went into and this is not to call it in because I thought this was awesome. Mm-hmm. I got evidently I had gotten invited into one of the discords of one of the side discords of people that people from a group have on their own, and that's awesome. I love that. I saw so many people there, and I'm like, I don't remember any of these people. I remember some few faces, but there's some of the ones that are not there. It's like, man, bring them over. But at the same time, I don't want to like peddle, that
of course.
Just say,
that's
the thing, and that's cool. But don't splinter. It just bring them all together.
Just saying where they at. I mean, obviously, you don't have to be posting or just hey, come in, enjoy the conversation, and throw a little comment here and there.
We have some, and we had. And shout out to the awesome, the awesome people of the group that are very active.
Consistent.
You got
Absolutely.
Jason Ferriello, you got Gilberto, you have Giovanni, chiming in, and this is and Giovanni, bless his heart, was super busy with his project and his thing because he not only he has he works on their own podcast Nivel Escondido. But also, he has a whole channel. He does Twitch. He has programming going on.
Correct,
and they take time. And a number of people that I'm not gonna mention all the names but you know who you are.
Yangel,
obviously Chakra,
Sebastian, Chakrod, which is our
Danny.
Danny.
That's. I love that that sense of community. I want you guys to foster it. I mean, feel free to post your ideas. This group is yours more than anybody.
Absolutely.
And if you want to do your own Discords, fantastic. If you want to bring in your Twitch channel, your own channel, bring it in. It says so. We'll support. We'll mention it. So yeah, big shout out to Gigi, all my love, etc. Gigi.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you next week.
Gigi.